Live at 5, this is 13 News Now.
All right, ready or not, new hot lanes are opening on I64 tomorrow morning. The first tolls start at 5 o'clock. Good evening, I'm Janet Roach.
And I'm Kristina Zverjako. The express lanes run between the I-264, I-564 interchanges. During peak hours, single drivers will have to pay up. 13 News Now reporter Ernie LeBeau is live in Norfolk with more on what we can expect from the new lanes. Ernie.
Yeah, starting tomorrow morning, anyone those HOV lanes on I-64. Now, this is during peak hours. Will have to have one of these, either an Easy Pass transponder like this or the Flex transponder, because during peak hours tomorrow, starting at 5 a.m., those HOV lanes on I-64 will now be the 64 Express Lanes. Starting Wednesday morning, VDOT is converting the HOV lanes along I-64 into 64 express lanes.
We're giving them choices. This is another travel choice beginning tomorrow. There will be free general purpose lanes.
From 5 a.m. to 9 a.m., you can travel westbound on I-64 using the express lanes. You can also use them from 2 to 6 p.m., but heading eastbound. This will only be Monday through Friday, and you must have an Easy Pass transponder. If you have an Easy Pass Flex transponder and it's turned on to HOV mode, you can ride in the express lanes for free. But you have to have 2 or more people in the car. Otherwise, you'll be charged a fee on your Easy Pass account.
And then in about a half mile, you'll see the first tolling sign telling you what the rate is at that time.
If you are not carpooling with a Flex transponder in the HOV mode, you'll be charged a rate depending on how many people are using the express lanes. That's what VDOT calls dynamic pricing. You'll be able to check those rates on signs and on the go.
You have the free mobile app. People can download the free mobile app, 64 Express Lanes. That will tell you the toll pricing at the time.
VDOT says this is just another way to get people moving along the highway. And once again, guys, we cannot stress enough that you need an Easy Pass transponder, either this one or a Flex transponder, starting tomorrow to drive in those express lanes, because I'm told if you do not have one of these, those charges start coming in within 5 days. And that's the latest here in Norfolk. I'm Ernie LeBeau, 13 News Now.
All right, all that snow is finally melting thanks to the warmer weather, but those temperatures are dropping back around freezing tonight. Things were a little icy on the roads, kind of slushy today. And this is video in Newport News. So, Evan, we have to watch out for ice tomorrow morning, right?
We do, because we do have that slush on the roadways, and with temperatures dropping below freezing, we could see some of that slush start to refreeze once again. We've got mostly clear skies, a few clouds out along the Virginia Beach oceanfront, and temperatures that are above freezing in many spots. 51 the current temperature in Franklin. It's 42 in Virginia Beach, 45 Norfolk and Hampton. And again, it's been a while since we've seen these above freezing temperatures here across Hampton Roads, and readings in the 50s. Now, as we go through the overnight, we will see those readings start to drop, and by about midnight or so, we'll be hovering right around 33 degrees, and say by 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, looking at temperatures below freezing, and that'll likely be around through the start of that morning commute tomorrow morning. Also dealing with some patchy fog that could develop later tonight as well, with those winds coming in out of the northeast. We could see some of that patchy low ground fog out there as well. So some snow melt today. We've got that slush that'll likely refreeze later tonight, especially those bridges and overpasses. Since the cold air can get underneath them, they tend to freeze before the roadways. So again, we've got several issues to deal with tonight. We've got some possible black ice, and we've also got some of that fog that'll be around through tomorrow morning. Now, warmer weather is in the extended forecast. I'll have details on that in the 70 outlook coming up in a few minutes.
Evan, thank you. Well, right now, HRT service is back up and running on its usual schedule. Buses and the light rail started at their normal time. Ferries are also leaving as scheduled. The paratransit service resumed today, but HRT warns your ride may be a little late because of the icy roads. And while you're driving on those icy roads, pay attention to the wheel system your car has. Here's the difference. Front wheel drive and back wheel drive work just like how they sound. The power from the engine goes to those wheels only. That is, unless you have the manual option to kick that car into four-wheel drive. That's an all-terrain mode. Other cars are all-wheel drive, meaning the car itself senses the conditions on the road and figures out where to put that power.
Yeah, no school again tomorrow for Chesapeake Public Schools and Norfolk and Hampton as well. And I believe Chesapeake, right?
Yep.
And Virginia Beach. That just came in just as I was reading this. All right, here's the district's makeup schedule for Chesapeake. The first 2 snow days will be covered by extra days built into the school calendar. Yesterday will be covered by extending January 26th from an early dismissal day to a full day. And today will be made up by using the January 29th teacher work day as a regular school day. A makeup day for tomorrow's snow day is yet to be determined. Not in Chesapeake. Well, find your school's makeup day policy on 13newsnow.com.
Developing now, 2 men are dead and 1 woman is fighting for her life tonight. This after a shooting last night on Gate Tree Court in Virginia Beach. 13 News Now reporter Allie Weatherton is live in the neighborhood where the violence happened. Allie, so far no one has been arrested, correct?
Well, Kristina, police tell me they are questioning 1 individual, but as of now, no one has yet been arrested. And neighbors say that's exactly why they're nervous. They want to know exactly what happened in one of these apartments right off of Harper's Road. People describe this Ocean Gate apartment complex as a quiet community.
We've lived here 4 years and very peaceful.
And Mark Cover expected to have a peaceful Monday night. He says it was just the opposite. Cover came home to his entire street blocked off.
Flashing blue lights, police cars everywhere, and tape.
Virginia Beach police tell us they got a call around 5 o'clock last night for a shots fired in the area. When they arrived, 2 people were found dead and a 3rd person was shot.
We're just completely stunned. Could never been anything like this in this neighborhood.
Today, we know little details about what exactly happened inside the unit, but police do tell us 2 males died from gunshot wounds and a woman is in the hospital with life-threatening injuries.
It happens everywhere, and you never do expect it to happen in your own neighborhood.
Now, if you know anything about this incident, police are asking you contact the crime line at 1-888-LOCK-YOU-UP. Now, coming up at 6 on 13 News Now, hear from one of the victim's sisters and what she's going to miss most about her brother. Live in Virginia Beach, Allie Weatherton, 13 News Now.
Governor-elect Ralph Northam has big goals for the 2018 General Assembly session. Today, Northam and Governor McAuliffe proposed their joint legislative agenda. Northam highlighted 2 areas of focus: gun violence and Medicaid expansion. He said he is fighting for common sense gun legislation and responsible gun ownership. Northam hopes to get bipartisan support for that.
We lost over 1,000 Virginians last year to gun-related deaths, and that's something that we should all find is unacceptable. That's more individuals that will die on our highways in Virginia, and we can't allow that.
The priorities expand access to health care for nearly 400,000 low-income Virginians. Democrats say this would create 30,000 new jobs and save Virginia taxpayers more than $400 million over the next 2 years.
Democratic voters are fighting for a new election in a tight race that could force a 50-50 split in Virginia's House of Delegates. Republican Bob Thomas beat Democrat Joshua Cole by 73 votes, but elections officials say 147 voters received the wrong ballots. On Friday, a judge in Alexandria rejected the request for a new election. The voters appealed the decision yesterday. The opposing side has until Monday to respond.
Well, the General Assembly welcomes many new faces when the session starts tomorrow. It's the outcome of Virginia's latest election, in which Democrats largely came out on top. This time, Republicans will no longer have an overwhelming majority. The House will now be filled with more women, and it has more diversity. Still, CNU political analyst Quentin Kidd says legislative accomplishments might be difficult for Democrats who remain in the minority in both the House and Senate.
To what extent do they feel pressure then to perform, to do something to make their constituents, the people who elected them, feel like they're doing what they promised to do in the campaign?
Coming up on 13 News Now at 6, find out what hot button issues the experts think we'll see covered this session.
Live now to the Virginia Beach oceanfront. Right now, City Council is getting an update on the plan to freshen up the Central Beach Entertainment District. That includes the old Dome site. Venture Realty Group wants to build a surf park there. On January 31st, you can give your opinion at a public workshop. There will also be an online survey on this. We'll give you an update once we know what was discussed at tonight's meeting.
Also on the agenda at tonight's City Council meeting, anti-begging laws. Council will vote on getting rid of an ordinance that prohibits begging on the streets and beaches. Some say the rule won't hold up in court if challenged. Other cities in the region are also changing their panhandling laws. Newport News stopped cracking down while Hampton doubled down. Last month, Chesapeake limited where panhandlers can collect cash.
This summer, you'll be able to fly nonstop from Norfolk to Denver, Colorado. United Airlines is adding the flight from Norfolk International Airport starting June 8th. This is part of an effort by United to directly connect the dots between cities already on its route map.